Welcome to Go Fund This, a podcast from the Nerds domain. In these episodes, we'll be talking to crowdfunding project managers about their projects and what excites them. Come listen as we talk about the passion they have for their project.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Go Fund This. This week, I'm here with Dan Coleman of Dan Coleman Productions, and we're going to talk about his new Kickstarter, Dungeons on Demand Volume 2 for 5th Edition Dungeons & Dragons. Hi, Dan. How's it going?
Hey, man. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. So we had you on a little while ago about Magi Monsters.
Oh, yeah.
So you've answered our standard questions, and unfortunately, I haven't prepared any extra questions for returning guests, but that means we can just get right into your Kickstarter.
Okay.
So you play a little bit of 5th edition, I see.
I do.
That...
Yeah. I'm really big fan of this edition.
So this isn't your first Dungeons on Demand Kickstarter either. This is your second one. Tell us a little bit about the first one, how that got started, where it went from there, and all that.
Okay, well, you mentioned that I was on before for Magi Monsters. I was on with a guy named John, and we had a great time. And John and I and a couple other people work on Magi Monsters, and we did that. That was my first Kickstarter. Well, while I'm not doing development for Magi Monsters, I just needed something to do. I needed something to keep, I have to have a project to be working on. And I saw through my work on Kickstarter with Magi Monsters that people were writing adventures for Dungeons and Dragons and then basically promoting them through Kickstarter. I was like, well, hell, I can do that. So that's what I did. And the first volume went out. It made way more money than I expected it to. And I have a huge following now on DriveThruRPG and Kickstarter itself. So I figured, all right, it's time to do this right. So I hired an editor and made a second volume, and now I've got like a whole business plan just for this adventure writing gig.
Right on. The first one you were looking for $40, and you raised just under $4,000.
Yeah. Well, to clarify, I mean, I knew that we'd hit the $30 goal. That's a foregone conclusion. It's actually really an interesting trend that's starting on Kickstarter right now, where people will put purposely very low goals so that people can back confidently. They're almost using Kickstarter as a store as opposed to a fundraising platform, which is really interesting because if I had known the dynamic with that, I would have done Magi Monsters a lot differently. But so the goal was intentionally very low, but I had never expected to raise $4,000. The people that typically do this raise anywhere between $800 and $1,200 at a time. So this was really fun to get that high, and it's been really, really cool seeing the feedback that I get from it.
It looks like I can't see a timeline on here, but you delivered all the stuff from the first one in April,
right?
Or May for some of the higher end rewards, as that goes, which was just within weeks of concluding the project. Is that correct?
Right. Well, they're already done. I have everything finished, laid out, edited right now. So this one I'm hoping to fulfill literally the day after the campaign ends.
Okay, so we've got 9 days left on this. So it'll be concluding on the 20th of August. So you're looking probably before September for sure to get all of the content and the extra content and the bonus content. Everything's ready and set.
Yeah, well, the stretch goal stuff isn't finished because I wasn't sure if we'd hit it, but the core rewards are. So anyone that backs the project now will get the core rewards. And then the stretch goals, I should have mostly all of them finished. One of the biggest stretch goal was an actual another adventure that I wrote or am writing. So that won't be finished until September, but it wouldn't be any later than September that it would be distributed. Okay.
And do you have any more? So you've raised, of your $260 goal, you've raised up $8,600. Are there more stretch goals that you have coming, or is this kind of, have you hit them all?
Well, when I was budgeting for this one, I looked at my first set, and I looked at what's common among people that do these online, and I said, I'll be really happy if I hit 4,000 or 5,000 on this one. And I hit that in the first 2 days. So, I was just like, all right, well, now I have no idea what I'm going to promote as a stretch goal. So one of the things that I'm going to do, and I'm not going to make it as a stretch goal because at this point I'm already happy with the funds that have been raised. I'm going to make an adventure for free RPG Day next year. So
Okay.
yeah, so I mean, I figured that's something that's nice that I can do that's just as a supplement, and then I don't know, I'll have to reconsider for the next time when I do a third volume.
Yeah, yeah. So tell us a little about the adventures we're going to see here. I'm seeing that the basic adventure level is $5, and it's going to come with 4 modules. Is that correct?
Well, the whole volume is 4 modules. The $5 backing lets you pick one of those 4. It's kind of like I need an adventure to run. You can pick one of these levels, and that's why I make them different levels. So if someone wants, a higher low level game, they have the option.
I see. So level 2, 5, 9, and 13. So for non-Dungeons and Dragons fans, that's your low, your kind of low, your medium high, and then your high-ish levels.
Yeah, the stretch goal reward is a level 17 one, so that'll definitely be a high level one.
Right on.
Yeah.
And these are all going to be PDF. There's not a print option here, is there?
No. From what I've seen, keeping it as a digital medium is the way to go. We're handling fulfillment with Magimonsters right now, and getting stuff printed for a new RPG is much more desirable. But people that are playing these games, a lot of people play them online through things like Roll20 or they have tablets or phones or whatever that they're referencing all the materials with at the gaming table nowadays, which really speaks a lot to how long I've been gaming, because that makes me feel really old. But the preference is digital stuff, and we found a lot of that with Magimonsters too. Is that a lot of people didn't want the book; they just wanted digital content.
Okay, and so with this, are they formatted to print well, just in case I want to print them at home?
Yeah, everything is a print resolution, 300 DPI, all the fun graphic designer crap that I have to know to do this stuff. So you can print them well. In fact, all of them include a printer-friendly option. So if you look at the sample pages, there's like a parchment type background that's on there. The print-friendly option does not have that parchment, so you can print basically just the pictures and text.
Excellent. And all of this will be still up on Drive-Thru-RPG, just like your last project when it's done.
Right. When the campaign finishes, it will go onto Drive-Thru-RPG, and from there, you can actually purchase it afterwards. The Kickstarter backers will get them at a better price, though.
Okay. So it looks like just for the adventure level of backing, you get the one adventure, but then for 15, you get the campaign the campaign level, you get all 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 25, you get all of Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yeah, so Volume 1 is another 4 adventures that came out in April. So basically it's a way of just, if anyone missed the first one, it's their chance to catch up at a better price if they don't, rather than going with the drive-thru right now and buying it. And then and then I think that's everything on the catch-up level. Okay.
So, I mean, and you go all the way up to the $28 is your high goal, which honestly is not a lot. You're keeping your levels low. Was that done so that everybody could get in here and get what they wanted?
Well, yeah, my goal was to make it so that if we hit the stretch goals, they'd come out to be about $3 each. I mean, the $30 for 9-10 adventures seems like a pretty good deal to me. Like, that's something I would back. Yeah. And I'm pretty confident when I say that. I'm really proud of this volume. I'm really proud of the first volume too. But from what I've learned from the first time around, I really like what has gone into this one. And I'm not a person that has a lot of money. All this money is going to pay off college loans. So
excellent.
Off this.
Excellent. So your hard-earned cash is going to pay for your real-world jobs.
Yeah. All my education needs to be paid for. I'd like to think I'm the first person to pay for college by playing Dungeons and Dragons.
It's very possible. You never know.
It could be.
So, and anything else that you want to kind of point out? Is there anything that sticks out that I've missed that you want to touch on?
Well, I mean, I talked a lot before when I was on for Magimonsters about how awesome Kickstarter is with getting engaged in the community, and that has definitely been something that Dungeons on Demand has brought out. Is there's a strong community of players online that like these products, and they want their voice to be heard, and they want their input, and that's something that I take really seriously with all my endeavors. So One of the things that people said was, because I'm an old school gamer, when I play D&D, I play around the table with dice that I can touch, and that's just how it came up. So when people were saying, well, I only play online, that was completely foreign to me, and I had no idea. So these are really friendly for people that play online. Roll20.net, I just started getting into this year to practice these online and to see how things worked with it. So I've included digital maps for every encounter area that you can use on clients like that. And I've also made them so that they're really just friendly to Game Master's campaigns.
Good.
Yeah, nothing assumes a campaign world. It just says, here's something you can throw in, and it's up to you to customize. And a lot of that goes with the stretch goal rewards too. One of the things I'm working on is an NPC codex that's been really fun. Doing a lot of, basically just making people that a game master can role play and have stats for, and they can make them a hero, a villain, whatever.
Right on. So this isn't the end for you, though, right? Are we going to see a Dungeons on Demand Volume 3? Or switching to a different kind of form? I've had lots of I've actually had a lot of requests for different systems, different Dungeons and Dragons editions, and different types of adventures. So the concept for Dungeons on Demand is that they're site-based adventures, which means you have a lot of exploration and combat, which is typical. There is role-playing, and there's traps and puzzles and stuff that is outside of just the dice rolling, but it's not going to be like a mystery that players will have to solve, or like a political regime that they have to diplomatize their way through. It's nothing like that type of adventure, and that is really intriguing to me because it's a different kind of thing, but I'm not sure it really fits the brand. So as far as Dungeons on Demand Volume 3, I told my editor, as long as I have loans to pay, I'll be writing these, but I think I'm hooked. I think this is going to be a long-term thing. So wouldn't be until at least next year, though, because Magic Monsters, we're finishing up playtesting now, and that means that my job on that is going to become much more involved very soon. And so where can we see you? Are you going to be making any conventions? You said you were from Maryland, so I don't know what kind of gaming conventions happen out that way.
Well, we have KatsuCon, which is down in D.C., but I don't think I'm going to be bringing Dungeons on Demand there. I'll definitely be out your way for Gen Con next year. I've already told backers that, and that was fantastic. I actually just went to my first one this year and had a blast. So I'll definitely be there for that. And I really don't know. I did Unpub, which is a convention for unpublished games last year, and that's in February. I don't really know if that's appropriate for Dungeons and Dragons, though. We ran Magic Monsters there last time and had a ball, but I don't really think it's right for this one.
Okay. So people can find you by going to facebook.com/dcolemanproductions. They can find you there and kind of kick around and see what's going on, right? Is that the idea?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay. And anywhere else they can touch base with you?
Well, the Facebook page is great because I check that pretty frequently. I have a Twitter handle. It's @sketchedout. And that's me personally, but I'll be glad to talk to anyone that wants to talk about D&D or Dungeons on Demand there. And then actually Kickstarter itself is a really good forum for communication. You wouldn't be able to talk to me on the product page unless you're a backer, but if you have any questions about it, you can always click the Contact Me link, and I'll get any messages that you send me.
That's where you can find him. You go over to facebook.com/dcolemanproductions and check him out there. Then you can always go to tinyurl.com/dungeonsondemand. That'll take you right to his Kickstarter page, and you can follow up with Dan on what he's doing there as well. So Dan, thank you for being on, and we look forward to seeing the end of your project.
Oh, hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
And that'll do us tonight on Go Fund This, a Nerds Domain podcast. Remember, you can email us at nerdsdomain@gmail.com or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/nerdsdomain, on Twitter @nerdsdomain, and over at our site, nerdsdom.com. Be sure to sign up for your newsletter while you're there. You can head over to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. We want to thank Jarby McCoy for our music. Don't forget you can support us at patreon.com/nerdsdomain and check out our shirts at slashloot.com.